Welcome back, or welcome to LivePlaySports.tv. Opening play from scrimmage for the Gators of Fontana.
Joshua, you gotta get there. You gotta get there. Grab on. Let's go. You're right there, man. You're way too close. Let's go.
We are at the 2017 Max Sports Best of the Best California Turkey Bowl, a 3-day football event. And you were looking at this game just getting underway kind of suddenly in the maroon. That's the Gators of Fontana. And in the white uniforms, the Escondido Werewolves. Zero just underway. And the ball gets away, but recovered by the Gators. Just catching up here. This game started a little early, so we're sorry we have the score of the last game on the screen. We're going to get that set for you in just a minute. 0-0. We have the rosters. We're all set now, ready to go back to the end zone. That's Fontana, the Gators. And a flag on the play. The junior Pee Wee division. 10 and 11-year-old players from the Pop Warner League. We're at the Ralph M. Lewis Sports Complex here in Fontana. They got 4 different football fields here. Games happening all at once on every field. This one just underway. 47 tries to run it out of that dangerous territory near the end zone. Wind picking up a little bit. That's Rashad Martin, the ball carrier. Brings up 3rd down for Fontana, playing in their hometown.
Come on, Wolves!
Out of the shotgun. And a safety. Tackled in the end zone. Putting out that safety signal for Escondido. And the Werewolves on the attack in the end zone. They put up 2 points. It's 2-0. Werewolves.
Are you kidding? Is that the video? That's the video?
And of course on the safety, I believe they'll get possession as well. Pop Warner rules a little different. We saw in the last game that the kicks count for 2 points. I think that will hold true still for this level as the players work their way up the age ranks.
can't see this right here. Someone unplugged it.
And now on offense under center, Escondido, their first look. And barreling over his own man, the ball carrier. Number 25 for the Werewolves. They do take over after the safety. They also gain possession. Daniel Valdez the third, or is it Valadez? On the roster it says Valadez. Back under center, the quarterback, number 7, hands it off. Up the middle, breaking tackles to the outside. Number 1 shaking more maroon jerseys. Finally brought down after he crosses midfield. That's Nicholas Patterson.
Come on, front!
Number 7 is Ashton Punnell. That's the quarterback.
Come on, Wolves!
You're watching LivePlaySports.tv. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. Just past midfield, Escondido after scoring that safety on defense. Now they pitch it to their tailback, number 28, spinning out of tackles or attempting to. But then Fontana comes in full force. 28, Dustin Falk. I don't know if he chose 28 because of Marshall Falk. That was the Hall of Fame running backs number as well. And he takes it down to the 45-yard line. 2-0 looks like a baseball score at this point, but we are pretty much just underway. 5:08, about the middle of the first quarter, 10-minute quarters. So keep that in mind when you see these scores. The separation as somebody jumped. A 10-point deficit seems a little bigger than it is with these 10-minute quarters. And it looks like it was Fontana that jumped offsides. Fontana, the Gators. We've seen the Fontana Pop Warner organization field 3 teams today, all with different nicknames. It was the Razorbacks last game, and then it was the Bucks a couple games ago in the varsity division. Escondido, one of the further traveled teams. Number 1, trying to bounce it to the outside again, shaking tackles. And he just pushes another man out of the way, but he runs out of field, out of bounds. That's Nicholas Patterson once again.
That was a late hit. Holy mackerel.
Look at Patterson. The stiff arm, shakes one, and then he says, 24, get out of my way. But he does step out of bounds. Punnell looking for the call from the sideline. Sends a man in motion. He'll hand her off to that man who darts through a hole but only gets about 2 or 3 yards. That's Lucas Romero on the carry. Two backs behind Punnell. He hands it. No, he fakes it. Rolls right. Looking for room down the field. Completes a short pass. Got by number 9. It takes it to the 15-yard line once again. That is Lucas Romero. So Punnell, the play action. Rolling to his right. And sometimes you just got to get in the receiver's hands. And you see there he throws it for 5, and then the receiver tacks on another 5. And they're in business. Escondido with an impressive first drive. If they can complete it with a score, it'll be even more impressive. They dart to the outside again, Patterson, but this time he's wrapped up by the Gators. 42 on the Gators, in on the tackle. Caden Turner. Patterson looking for room on the outside. The first man there actually was 41, I believe. Isaiah Fialos. Slight breeze, still burning up though in the SoCal heat, a record-setting Thanksgiving weekend temperature-wise. Patterson, nice cut back inside, and he refuses to go down, but finally they get him near the middle of the field. See replay Patterson, and look at this cut right here. Boom! Oh, that's the previous play, sorry. Mark it at about the 13-yard line, 3rd down. You see those Fontana Pop Warner tents in the background. Out of the shotgun this time, and he overthrows the screen pass intended for Patterson. And a timeout on the field. So in the final few minutes here of the first quarter, the Werewolves, the 2-0 lead. Werewolves from Escondido, the Gators from Fontana. They got that by a safety. No offensive scoring yet. There's a shot of the officials. And that's just one of the 4 fields at this facility at the Ralph M. Lewis Sports Complex in Fontana, California. Day 2 of a big 3-day football event. We covered 6 games. Well, I covered 6 games on one field yesterday. There were 6 others going on in each field, so that's 24 total, I guess. It's a football bonanza. This is our 3rd game on this field today. Working off those Thanksgiving meals. Well, not me, the players. I'm sitting on a chair with an umbrella. That's what I'm doing. Under center again, number 7, Pinnell. Pinnell hands it off. But no, look who gets behind the line of scrimmage. The pursuit right away by number 40 for Fontana, Trent Thomas.
Bummer. Let's go, defense.
So with 1:54 to go in the first quarter,
Come on, defense!
taking over on downs, the Fontana Gators back on offense. Looks like a mishap between center and quarterback on the exchange and a big pileup. And another timeout is called.
Everybody got water, water's here.
Now 87 degrees.
Oh, and then when their season's over, he's going to donate all that back to
I think the first game this morning was about 75, so the temperature has picked up considerably. Fontana, we're about 50 miles southeast of Los Angeles. Central Los Angeles, at least.
Come on, defense!
And back to action.
Oh my gosh, get here!
Right around the corner. 24 for Fontana. That's Javen Sawyer. Take a look at the replay. Sawyer showing those moves. And he had one man to beat. Might have the speed to get by the secondary, and that man comes back in bounds because there was a dispute, it seemed. If he was down or not, making sure.
Coach, hey, Coach. Defensive ends need to come out a little bit longer.
First down, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock is ticking. Number 11, the Fontana quarterback, Nathaniel Burciaga. They hand it off to 26. 26 looking for room on the outside, but he is chased down by number 9 for Escondido.
Hey, Bennett! Bennett, I want you to stay outside a little bit more!
Lucas Romero once again. Saw him make a couple of nice plays on offense, and there he is on defense, chasing down the ball carrier, number 26 for Fontana, Bryce Johnson. So it'll be second down for the Gators coming up 6 seconds. Might be the end of the first quarter right here unless they get the playoff, and I think that will do it. So after one, no offensive scoring thus far, but the Werewolves of Escondido do sack the quarterback in the end zone for a safety, and they are up 2-0 on the Gators from right here in Fontana. We'll take a break here on LivePlaySports.tv. Welcome back for the second quarter as we reverse direction. We are at the 2017 Max Sports Best of the Best California Turkey Bowl, this youth football 3-day event. A couple of junior Pee Wee Pop Warner teams on the field right now. Escondido Werewolves and the Fontana Gators on offense. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan for LivePlaySports.tv. Here we go, and look at that. They hand it off right away, but Escondido, that was just a bang-bang play as they swarm and stuff the ball carrier. Look at that initial pursuit by number 8. Zane Villanueva, I believe, was the man on the scene. Lined up at defensive tackle. He really just burst off the line of scrimmage right there, dropping Fontana for a loss. Another exchange muffed between center and quarterback. Who comes up with it? The officials say Fontana did recover. So a couple of mishaps thus far. You'll see that at this level. The exchange between center and quarterback on the snap. Not always a sure thing. And they punt it away. Short kick. Kind of bounces straight up, but then toward Fontana. And they pounce on it out about the 38-yard line. 74 takes that low snap and gets the kickoff, most importantly. Nathan Cardenas, the kicker. But the officials say
You're running 11 guys.
On Eva. On the blanket. Okay.
not sure what this discussion is about. Looks like we are going to re-punt this ball for some reason. And jumping off sides, somebody did. I don't know if he was drawn or not, but you saw the Escondido player on the top of your screen before the ball was snapped. Ball at the 25-yard line. Cardenas gets another one off. And it's dropped by the return man. He goes and chases it down, picks it up at the 50. That's number 2 for Escondido. And he gets about a 5 or 6 yard return. Or is it number 1? Trying to make that out in the sunlight here. That's number 2. No, it's number 1. I believe it's number 1.
Hey, 18-5! Rachel!
Yes, it's over there, yes. It's over you, you say you, and then you block it.
Let's go, Josh!
Nicholas Patterson.
Down, defense!
So back on offense
Snap your way through! Follow them out!
are the Werewolves. Taking that shotgun, direct snap, he'll run with it. Number 4, shaking tackle, still on his feet, fighting for extra yardage, and he'll get that extra yardage, at least 3 or 4. Number 4 for Escondido. Kaleo Bartolome, or rather, sorry, Joshua Gonzalez. Gonzalez takes the snap, looking for room on the outside, and he's finally brought down by Fontana's number. Well, he scoots out of screen. We'll find out who that is later. Gonzalez didn't like what he saw in that first hole, so he bounces to the outside. But the Fontana defense was there to secure the tackle. Now a stacked running formation. They do have one receiver out there, however. Doesn't mean they won't throw it. Gonzalez to his left again. Gonzalez looking for room. Nothing there. And he's brought down by more maroon jerseys.
Hey, play two red! Play two red! Play two red! Don't stop!
From the shotgun, Gonzalez sending a man in motion, number 7. Coming across your screen, Gonzalez this time rolling right. He will throw high into the air. Jump ball tipped and caught. And there's contact. There might be a pass interference. Call 42. Was he down? Nonetheless, that might stand as a reception as Joshua Gonzalez throws it up for number 42, Joshua Roberts, the Joshua to Joshua connection. And that will stand, it looks like. They declined the penalty because of the yardage gain on the play itself. And Escondido knocking on the door, barreling forward is Falk. Of course, the great Marshall Falk played his college ball at San Diego State here in Southern California. They go back to Falk. This time off left tackle. A flag does fly. And it's looks like a holding against the offense. That'll come back. So they've gone to Joshua Gonzalez at quarterback after earlier we saw Ashton Pinnell. They might just be platooning at the younger levels. You'll see that a lot. 2, 3 different players playing the quarterback position. This time a 2-back set for Gonzalez. Goes to the shotgun. He rolls right. He looks left. He goes back to his right. Gonzalez looking for something down the field. He'll take it himself now. Stiff arming. Gets out of bounds. Avoids disaster at least. So look at Gonzalez. Looked like he was going to get sacked there, so at least he gets the ball to about the 11-yard line. .310 to go in the second quarter. Gonzalez, the soft snap, throws it to the corner of the end zone. Out of play. Boy, those overhangs make it tough for us to pick up the receivers in the end zone. But we'll go by the emotion from the crowd that pass was incomplete. And now with 3:03 to go in the second quarter, we'll pause for a timeout here on LivePlaySports.tv. Okay, back live here on LivePlaySports.tv. It's the Werewolves on top, 2-0 over the Gators. They have the ball to the Werewolves from Escondido. Looking for room in the middle of the field. Pennell back at quarterback, but he is sacked by the Fontana defense. Number 40. Can't get it. Number 40 it is. Let's see the replay. Number 40 for Fontana on the pursuit. Trent Thomas will be credited with the sack. And that's a big sack indeed, as Fontana takes over on downs. So both teams continuing not to give up any points on offense. The only score is safety thus far. Fontana pitches it out of the backfield to 26. Bryce Johnson. Just over 2 minutes to go. Taking some time to get to the line of scrimmage here. They have a long march ahead of them if they want to score before halftime. Way deep in the territory of their own. At about the 17, it looks like. And they try to go end around here. Number 24 looking for room on the outside, but boy, is he dropped for a huge loss all the way at the 5-yard line. 28 on defense for Escondido. Dustin Falk. So you take that chance. Yeah, you want to buy your man some time to get around the corner and pick up speed because he has that momentum if he beats everybody to the corner and has a seam down the sideline. But, of course, the risk factor is something like that. Dustin Falk, skilled position player himself, chasing him down and dropping the Fontana ball carrier for a huge loss now with a minute to go in the first half, and they are 95 yards away from the end zone. Not the position they wanted to be in, and especially yet to score. Down 2-0 with halftime right around the corner. And a flag.
So, ball going back 5 years, it's always based on the ball. So what was happening?
Looks like it's actually a timeout call. With 36 seconds left in the first half. So it's third down and long for Fontana, but before the play gets off, somebody jumped off the line of scrimmage, and it's a defense. So they buy a little breathing room as the penalty marches them further from the end zone where their backs are due, but only 5 yards. Mark it just past the 10. Out of the shotgun. Here comes the pass rush. Escondido, but a flag flies. That might be either a hold or face mask. Let's see. And it is a face mask call against Escondido, as you saw in the replay. So buying a little more yardage, but only 11 seconds on the clock for Fontana to pull out some points before we hit halftime.
I wrestled with dad instead. Didn't like it. Mission one. Started there last year.
At the 23-yard line. And the pursuit again by the Werewolves, and like a pack of wolves indeed, they bring down number 11. He is frustrated at quarterback. So he kept it himself, tried to turn the corner. Number 6 giving chase, and number 5 finally brings him down for Escondido. Kaleo Bartolome. And that will end the first half. So a defensive struggle. No offensive points whatsoever. Just the safety by the Werewolves of Escondido, and that's enough for a 2-0 lead over the hometown Fontana Gators at halftime. We're at the 2017 Max Sports Best of the Best California Turkey Bowl, day 2 of a 3-day football marathon. We'll be right back with you after about a 10-minute break at halftime here on LivePlaySports.tv. Welcome back to the second half here on LivePlaySports.tv. We're at the Junior Pee Wee game of the 2017 Max Sports Best of the Best California Turkey Bowl. And Escondido taking the opening handoff of the third quarter, number 9. Pretty exciting run, breaking the ice out of halftime. Lucas Romero on the carry.
Let's go, Nate!
Out of the shotgun, sending number 4 in motion, and they hand it off to him, looking for momentum, going up the field. He cuts back, gets past midfield, and made something out of that because it didn't look like he was going to get too many yards at the beginning of the carry, and he kind of navigated, picked his spots, and all of a sudden he's in the territory of Fontana. Escondido's number 4. Joshua Gonzalez. We saw Gonzalez at quarterback in the first half as well. And this man, number 7, Ashton Pennell, back at the position, sending Gonzalez in motion again. This time Gonzalez will cross and line up and stack 3 receivers to the right side. Pennell will look that way, throw it on the field. The ball is tipped, but it hits the ground, incomplete. 2-0, only scoring in the first half. That's safety by the Werewolves.
Hey, NASCAR.
Nice job breaking up the play by Fontana.
You gotta back better quick. Don't hop up, back better quick. NASCAR. Fire. Hands up. Hey, Josh, out here more. Josh, out here. Ashton, hold on. Shotgun.
4 wideouts, spread formation. Empty backfield, other than the quarterback. And they set it up for the run for Pennell, but Fontana not fooled by that one. The pursuit from 79 and 61 on the Gator side. Carlos Santibanez, and then actually 52 coming up with the grab of the jersey, Jaden Fonseca. Pennell out of the shotgun again, looks down the field, throws it into traffic. Incomplete.
Danny, corner. On your side, flow ball. Punt team.
And it looks like they're calling on the punt team for Escondido on 4th down. (26 and 24) back deep for Fontana. Bryce Johnson and Javen Sawyer. And Escondido looks like they know they jumped outside. 15 telling himself, get my head in the game.
Hey, pull the line, Nate. Play up on it, Nate.
That's Christian Flores on the offensive line. And this time, maybe they drew Fontana offsides. Looks like they did, so they atone, or no. Well, we'll see what the official says. Yes, they do. They get some yardage back. Back down to the 47 of the Gators.
Take away the inside, make them go around you. Closer, scoot up, Nate. One more step up.
And they draw them offsides again. So 3 consecutive plays. We've got a flag. Takes it down to the 42. Still 4th down. But they choose to kick it. Bounce in favor of Escondido. They let it roll down inside the 10. So Fontana, they didn't have great field position at the end of the first half, and they won't on their first drive of the second half. They'll have to go nearly the length of the field. Put some points on the board, still with that 0. 2-0, bottom of the 9th. Kershaw on the mound. No, sorry, wrong sport. Always looks like a baseball score when you see it 2-0 on the football field.
Hey, your boy keeps giving away the play.
And here comes the Fontana offense trying to get something going. Got to wipe out the memory of that first half where they put up a goose egg and see if the playmakers have the ability to get behind the defense of Escondido. This time it's 47. I don't think we saw him carry the ball in the first half. And he's fighting to stay on his feet with the ball. And he came loose for a second, but he grabbed it back in, and I think I'll be okay. That's Rashad Martin. So they pitch it to Martin. He shakes the first defender. But Escondido doing a good job to hang on to his shoestrings and invite the other teammates to the tackle party. Mark it at the 13-yard line. Second down coming up. 6:43 to go in the third quarter. 10-minute quarters, remember, in the junior Pee Wee division here in Pop Warner. This has been a slugfest. Back and forth. Bend, don't break. Exchange. Fumbled again between quarterback and running back that time, it looks like. And the Gators survive a scare and hang on to possession. Third down for Fontana. And it'll be timeout at about the midway point of the third quarter. Werewolves 2, Gators 0 on top here from Fontana, California. Okay, back to action. Big third down coming up for Fontana. They've got to convert, try to get some momentum, try to get this offense in rhythm. Neither team scoring any points on offense today, but that safety's still the difference. And here comes Rashad Martin again, looking for room on the outside, and he gets it out to the 26, it looks like, for the first down. So they finally beat The Escondido defense to the corner. Rashad Martin with those long strides. Fakes up a first down. Mark it at the 25. They go right back to Martin, but this time the Werewolves take first bite. Oh, got a little chippy out there for a second. Martin really nowhere to navigate as he gets spun around. And look at Valadez and 32 of the Gators just having a brief stare down. Ryland Haney Jimenez is 32 for Fontana. They try the end around. 24 trying to beat his man to the corner, but Dustin Fox says no. Drop for a loss. Fox continuing that fine play on defense. He had about 2 or 3 tackles for a loss in the first half. And here you see picking up where he left off, just chasing down the ball carrier. Fox also plays running back on offense. And 24 for Fontana. Javen Sawyer just did not have the speed to get around the corner on that carry.
Danny, you have more field to cover. Contain. Watch that ball. Get back there. Let's go. Danny, you got to help, all right?
Ball at the 20-yard line. So he lost about 5 on that one. 3rd and 15. Looking for Rashad Martin again. Martin trying to get to the outside. Escondido, though, he slips a tackle. He stays in bounds, gets about to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a couple more yards, 26, 27-yard line. But that sets up 4th down. Good pursuit by Escondido. Number 1, Nicholas Patterson. And Fontana lining up to punt once again. Gets the kickoff, takes a bounce. Fox fields it at about the 45. Fox finds a seam, bounces to the outside. It's Dustin Fox. He follows up that fine defensive play with a punt return for the touchdown, the first touchdown of the game for number 28. And the Werewolves take an 8-0 lead. That's a 45-yard punt return for a touchdown by Dustin Fox. And the Werewolves finally find the end zone. 8-0. They will line up for the extra point attempt. Looks like Valadez is their kicker, number 25. through the uprights. And those count as 2, so make it 10-0. The Werewolves on top with 3:43 to go in the third quarter on the 45-yard punt return for a touchdown by Dustin Falk. So Fontana back on offense, but before they can get a playoff, they commit a penalty. And they'll start this drive at the 30-yard line. It's the Werewolves 10, the Gators 0. We'll get that fixed for you momentarily. 3:06 to go in the third quarter. The Gators are representing Fontana. The Werewolves from Escondido. And we're in Fontana on a slightly breezy but very hot sunny day. Of course, where do you find that in November other than Southern California? We're tucked away in the 210-15 freeways up here. Here we go. And a big hit taken, but he bounces off it by the quarterback of Fontana. Now he's racing for his life, and he's dropped for a big, big loss. Finally coming up with a sack for Escondido, number 14. Preston Hamilton Estosta. Or Estoesta. Preston Hamilton. Estoesta? Maybe. But it's a big, big loss for Fontana, and now they're down 10-0. I know it doesn't look like much of a deficit. I brought this up at the beginning of the game. These quarters are only 10 minutes. There's only 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. So they got to get going. They got to get busy. They got to score points if they want to get back in this ball game. Looking for answers. This time number 26 finds no room on the left side. Turns back to the right side. It's another drop for a loss. On the tackle, Dustin Falk continuing his standout play on offense, defense, and special teams. Now 1:17 to go. Third down coming up for the Gators. They go to the shotgun 33. First look we've seen him out of the gun, and he is dropped for a loss, dangerously close to another safety. That's Daniel Gomez in at quarterback now for Fontana, searching for something to get this offense clicking. But the Werewolves having none of it. They just keep pushing the Gators back. Fourth down right here. They looks like they're going to try to punt it out of the end zone at 74. The punter is on. Nathan Cardenas taking precaution, also telling his blockers, hey, you got this guy, you got this guy, you got this guy. And there'll be a timeout on the field. Actually, that'll be the end of the quarter. So that does it for the third quarter. The Werewolves on top now 10-0. They build on that 2-0 halftime lead. They only had the safety in the first half. But in the third quarter, it was a 45-yard punt return for a touchdown by Dustin Falk. And then the ensuing 2-point kick through the uprights. And now they have a double-digit lead going into the final quarter. And Fontana set up the punt here on fourth down. Hey, there's our TV trucks in the background. That's where we operate out of. See that giant soccer ball display? They clearly play a lot of soccer or football on these fields as well. This is a 4-field complex right off the freeway in Fontana. And that's kind of a practice field in the middle. The Ralph M. Lewis Sports Complex. These teams traveling from all around SoCal, Escondido, well, Fontana, they didn't have to travel very far. But last game, we had the Rancho Cucamonga team from down the road, and yesterday from all over the region as well. And they punt it out of the end zone. Most importantly, they get it out of there. And it will roll to about the 19-yard line. So the Werewolves back on offense with fantastic field position at the 19. They look to the signal, or the sideline for the signal, and we'll probably call timeout instead. Trying to build on this 10-0 lead. They punch one in here. You build it up to 16 or 18-0 with only these 10-minute quarters that keep bringing that up, but that's not enough time, really, for the Gators to get back on track. So this could be a huge drive in the scope of the whole game.
Oh, let's go to the that's my buddy, man. It's been a while since I talked to him. Yeah, we played together. So you guys graduated together? Okay, yep.
And there you see the officials.
No, we lost. cross to Oceanside.
Gonzalez back under center. He pitches it, but then they throw it into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 1 for Escondido. Nicholas Patterson comes down with it. So a little trickery. They hand it off out of the backfield. And then that is quickly turned into a pass play. And that's a touchdown for Patterson to make it 16-0 Werewolves. On for the extra point attempt is Valadez.
Hi, Daddy.
It gets away from the holder. Valadez retrieves it. He'll try to run it in and try to push this pile into the end zone, but come up short. So we'll try to get a look of that touchdown.
Carlos, did you see who threw the ball?
Ashton Pennell.
So it was Ashton Pennell who lined up a running back, took that pitch, and threw it in the end zone for the touchdown to Nicholas Patterson. So Fontana back on offense, now down 16-0 with 8:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, 8:36 to go. The good thing is when they didn't convert the extra point, Fontana can come down the field, score, kick it in for 2, cut the lead in half, get the ball back and do the same and tie this game. That's got to be the game plan. Rashad Martin to the outside, cuts back inside. Martin shedding tacklers. Martin to the 30, the 20. One man to beat, and he does. And Rashad Martin finally breaks the dry spell of the Gators, and he scampers for a long touchdown run. And just like that, it's 16-6. Take a look at this. 63 yards for Rashad Martin. Gets around the corner, and he just stops, lets the Werewolves fall by his wayside, and he heads up the sideline. It's a foot race. The pursuit you see by Dustin Falk, but just coming up short. And Rashad Martin into the end zone puts Fontana on the board for the first time today here in the fourth quarter.
Do you need help?
Yeah, they knocked each other off.
Now they line up, hopefully, to cut this lead in half.
That one scored twice.
33 under center. And all kinds of confusion. Fumbles it away. And they do not get the points.
Well, I hope you can work it out.
But a ray of light for the Gators as Rashad Martin races 63 yards on that touchdown run. And he's broke a couple of nice 10, 20-yard runs today, but that was the first time he really broke loose. Escondido start the drive, of course, at the customary 35-yard line. Fontana has to be thinking 8:17 to go. Let's get a quick turnover and stop these guys, get the ball back, and let's score again.
He did.
Hey, not only did he did, but he said
It was recorded.
national television.
Pennell back at quarterback, hands it off to Falk. Falk on the left side. Falk turns the corner. He stops at the 50. And he's finally brought down by a nice leg tackle inside the 45-18. Finally stops Dustin Falk, the tackler.
On the ball! On the ball! On the ball! On the ball!
Well, I don't think I have an 18. Or it's Hernan Rodriguez with the stop.
Get down! Rachel!
Pennell to Falk again, this time to the right side. Falk with a stiff arm. 33 helps out on the tackle for Fontana.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Daniel Gomez. Well, look at Falk. Keeps those legs moving. Got him a couple extra yards. Pennell, one receiver top of your screen. They go right up the middle to Patterson. Patterson trying to break free, but a couple of Gators on the stop, 42 and 40. Caden Turner's 42. Trent Thomas, number 40. 7:06 to go, clock ticking. And the Gators jump off sides. Werewolves trying to secure victory, up 10 in Gator territory. Staying on the ground. With Ashton Pennell. This time number 25 takes the handoff for Escondido. Daniel Valadez the third, we also know as the kicker. Pennell rolling right. Pennell throwing a high pass into the air and broken up. Intended for 42. He was double covered essentially. Joshua Roberts. Pennell really cocks that arm back and tries to get some arc on that ball, hoping Roberts can win a jump ball contest between the defenders. Fourth down coming up. But not quite yet. as it's a false start on the Werewolves. Clock down to 5:15 left in this ball game. And we'll have a timeout, and we'll pause right here on LivePlaySports.tv, coming to you from the Ralph M. Lewis Sports Complex in Fontana, California, for the 2017 Max Sports Best of the Best. California Turkey Bowl. Fourth down, out of the shotgun. Escondido, direct snap. Joshua Gonzalez takes the carry, but I don't think he picked up enough yardage. So Fontana taking over on downs with half a quarter left. 5 minutes exactly, clock ticking away. Down 16-6. They'll have to score quick, and then they'll have to score again. Even if they put up 8, they'll be down 2. And here comes the Gators offense. I think that was a delay of game. Taking too much time to get set and back on the field, maybe, Fontana? So that's a tough call. First and long now. 4:22 to go. They pitch it to the tailback, Rashad Martin. Martin trying to do what he did last time he had the ball, well, a couple drives ago. But this time, Escondido all over it. Martin had that huge touchdown run. That's the only scoring for the Gators, but right there he's bottled up by the Werewolves. .3:30 to go. They pitch it to Martin again, but the Werewolves are just all over it. 14-77. Preston Hamilton Estoesta. And 77 is Trevor Bennett. I think that's Estosta. I think that's the correct pronunciation. 2:25 to go. They pitch it to Martin again, and look at that. Just swarmed. Joshua Gonzalez helping out on the tackle. So it looks like Fontana is hoping Martin can break another long run. But when Escondido sees it's coming, it becomes harder and harder not to have that balanced offense. So officially that's Estoesta, not Estosta. I've been told by, I think it was his mother. Brought down is Rashad Martin. Now I feel like I have to make up for all the times I said Estosta. Look at that tackle by number 9 for Escondido. Lucas Romero, and I bet you he knows Estoesta. I mean, they're on the same team. They're neighbors. I heard they're neighbors. Preston, Hamilton, Estoesta. I'll take Estosta for 500. Nope, incorrect. It is, who is Estoesta? Okay, back under center. Here we go. Escondido with the ball. Dustin Falk trying to get to the end zone one more time, but he is brought down by the maroon jerseys. Look at Falk. What a good job. Still fighting to the end, Fontana. Look at him hanging on to the leg for dear life. Somebody under there. I think it's number 40. Number 40. Trent Thomas called his number a few times today. Gonzalez back at quarterback. Falk in the backfield. But running across and handing it to 42. Looking for room on the outside. Darting back in. Joshua Roberts on the carry. See, they get Roberts running across. He sees that first window and says, I think I want to try the outside. Then he'll have to cut back in and just shy of the goal line, it looks like. And that is officially the end of the ball game. So the Werewolves from Escondido are the victors with a 16-6 hard-fought win over the Gators of right here in Fontana. We saw a 2-0 game that only had a safety at halftime, but since then the Werewolves do pull away. Dustin Falk with a big touchdown, punt return for a TD. On the other side, the Gators, they put up a fight. Rashad Martin had a beautiful long TD run himself, but in the end, it's the Werewolves of Escondido coming out on top in the 2017 Max Sports Best of the Best California Turkey Bowl. These are a couple of Pop Warner teams playing Junior Pee Wee Division. Now they'll congratulate each other in a hard-fought battle at midfield right here in the city of Fontana, the Ralph M. Lewis Sports Complex. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan, bringing you your play-by-play. We've completed our third game of the day. We've got so much more to go. This is a football fest and a